October 2025 is finally here, and trust me, Netflix is dropping some absolute bangers this month. From spine-chilling horrors to gripping thrillers, powerful dramas, and the long-awaited return of fan-favorite series, this lineup is guaranteed to keep your watch list stacked and your weekends completely booked. Today, we're breaking down the top 10 Netflix releases of October 2025, the movies and shows you absolutely don't want to miss. So, grab your snacks, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's dive right in. Starting off our list at number 10 with Steve, a hard-hitting British drama led by Cillian Murphy, landing on Netflix October 3rd. Set over the course of a single, intense day in a reform school during the mid-90s, the film follows Murphy as Steve, a weary head teacher trying to hold together a broken reform school while also fighting his own breaking point. It's based on Max Porter's novella Shy, adapted for the screen by Porter himself and directed by Tim Mielance. Critics are already praising Murphy's performance and the film's raw, intimate approach. It premiered at TIFF and opened in select theaters before hitting Netflix worldwide. If you want a quiet, character-driven drama that lands like a punch, Steve is the one to watch this October. At number 9, we have Monster, the Ed Gein story, Ryan Murphy's chilling return to true crime horror, landing on Netflix October 3rd. Ed Gein, infamously known as the Butcher of Plainfield, was the twisted inspiration behind cinematic icons like Norman Bates, Leatherface, and Buffalo Bill. This series dives into his isolated life, his obsession with his mother, and the horrific crimes that shattered a quiet Wisconsin town in the 1950s. Leading the cast is Charlie Hunnam, stepping into one of the darkest roles of his career. Expect a series that's unsettling, psychological, and bound to spark conversations about the very nature of evil. This one's not for the faint of heart, but it's guaranteed to be one of the most talked about shows of early October. At number 8, we have The Woman in Cabin 10, a highly anticipated adaptation of Ruth Ware's best-selling novel.
There wasn't a body in the water.
Something in your eyes.
I am not imagining this.
Picture this, you're on a luxury cruise ship, surrounded by the endless ocean. One night, you hear a scream and see a woman being thrown overboard. But when you sound the alarm, no one believes you. The passenger list is intact, the cabin completely empty. This psychological thriller, starring Keira Knightley and Guy Pearce, promises glamour, paranoia, and heart-pounding suspense. It's the kind of story that makes you question every character who's lying, who's hiding secrets, and how safe you really are when you're trapped at sea with a possible killer. If you loved Gone Girl or The Girl on the Train, this one's going to deliver the same page-turning tension, only with even higher stakes. Mark your calendar, October 10th is going to be a thrilling night. At number 7, we have the return of Netflix's political powerhouse, The Diplomat, Season 3. If you've followed Kate Weiler's journey, you know this series is part spy thriller, part political drama, and part biting satire. Season 3 picks up after the jaw-dropping cliffhanger of Season 2, promising higher stakes on the global stage. Expect more intense negotiations, tangled alliances, and personal drama as Kate navigates both international crises and her complicated marriage. This show has been compared to Homeland and The West Wing, but with a sharper, more modern edge. And judging by the fan buzz, Season 3 might just be its most explosive yet. Sliding into the top 6 is something spine-chilling, The Monster of Florence.
Did I scare you?
'Cause I love you. Based on one of Europe's most infamous unsolved cases, the series revisits the brutal murders that plagued Tuscany between the 1960s and 1980s. The killer, dubbed the Monster of Florence, targeted young couples in the countryside, and despite decades of investigation, the mystery remains unsolved. This miniseries blends atmospheric Italian landscapes with the tension of a procedural drama. It's less about gore and more about obsession, the obsession of journalists, detectives, and citizens trying to unmask a ghost that haunted an entire region. Expect haunting visuals, suspenseful pacing, and plenty of theories to discuss online after each episode. At number 5, we have the terrifying new horror film, The Elixir. This is a gritty, high-octane zombie flick from Indonesian horror expert Kimo Stambul, hitting Netflix this October. The film focuses on a dysfunctional family in Java that owns a famous herbal medicine business. Desperate for a modern breakthrough, the family patriarch brews a dangerous experimental elixir. Instead of a cure, the potion unleashes a brutal, fast-spreading zombie outbreak in their village. The family, already tearing itself apart with feuds, is trapped at ground zero of the catastrophe they created. It's a terrifying race for survival where their own family legacy has become the source of the apocalypse. If you crave cultural horror with relentless zombie action, think Train to Busan meets a dark family drama. The Elixir is your must-watch this Halloween season. Coming in at number 4 is A House of Dynamite, a high-stakes political thriller directed by Oscar winner Kathryn Bigelow. The story throws us right into a nightmare scenario. An unidentified missile is launched at the United States. No one knows who fired it, and every passing minute pushes the country closer to disaster. The tension unfolds in real time from the White House to military bases where each decision could mean the difference between peace and all-out war. Leading the charge is Idris Elba as the US president, bringing authority and intensity to the chaos. After its Venice premiere and a short theatrical run, it finally hits Netflix worldwide on October 24. If you love edge-of-your-seat thrillers filled with real-time tension, A House of Dynamite is a must-watch this October. Coming in at number 3 is Ballad of a Small Player, Netflix's stylish new drama based on the acclaimed novel by Florence. The film follows a washed-up British lawyer hiding out in Macau after losing everything. Night after night, he survives at the gambling tables until he meets a mysterious woman who may change his fate or seal it forever. This isn't a high-speed thriller. It's slow, moody, and drenched in atmosphere. Picture neon lights on rain-soaked streets, smoky casinos, and a constant shadow of existential dread. At its heart, it's a story of addiction, redemption, and the thin line between luck and destiny. A perfect watch for anyone who loves thoughtful, character-driven dramas that stay with you long after the credits roll. Coming in at number 2 is Amsterdam Empire, a lavish 7-part crime saga set in the heart of Amsterdam's cannabis trade. At the center is Jack Van Dorn, a self-made king who built his coffee shop chain, The Jackal, into a massive empire. But power always comes with a price. When scandal and betrayal creep into his life, Jack discovers that the most dangerous threat isn't on the streets, it's inside his own home. His wife, Betty Van Dorn, played by Famke Janssen, knows every secret, every weakness. And when the cracks begin to show, she becomes his deadliest rival, determined to take everything from him. Amsterdam Empire blends crime, family drama, and revenge into a stylish, gripping series. It drops on Netflix October 30th, and it's shaping up to be one of the most addictive new shows of the year. Finally, the most anticipated release of the month, The Witcher Season 4. The continent is back, and after the major cast shakeup, yes, this is the season with Liam Hemsworth stepping into the role of Geralt of Rivia. All eyes are on whether the show can maintain its magic. Season 4 dives deeper into the political chaos, monster battles, and the fate of Ciri. Expect darker storylines, massive battles, and a fresh take on Geralt's journey. The Witcher has always been about more than just sword fights and sorcery. It's about destiny, family, and survival in a brutal world. And this season looks set to raise the stakes higher than ever before. Love it or hate it, everyone will be talking about The Witcher once it drops. Before we wrap up, here are a few honorable mentions that didn't make the top 10 list but are still worth checking out. First up, on October 3rd, Genie Make-A-Wish is a Korean fantasy rom-com where an ancient genie awakens after 1,000 years and changes one woman's life forever. It's light, magical, and full of heart. On October 7, True Haunting drops, a chilling docuseries revisiting real paranormal encounters, backed by James Wan. Perfect for ghost story lovers this spooky season. Coming October 9 is Boots, a military dramedy created by Andy Parker, set in Marine boot camp during the 90s. It follows two best friends navigating brutal training and hidden truth. Finally, on October 17, She Walks in Darkness arrives, a gripping Spanish thriller about an undercover agent infiltrating a dangerous separatist group. Tense, political, and full of suspense. And there you have it, the top 10 Netflix releases of October 2025. So tell me, which one are you most excited to watch first? Drop your picks in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more weekly updates on the best movies and shows streaming right now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.